Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for your Arsenal versus Chelsea match preview. And unfortunately, we've been on a good roll of positivity on the channel, but call up the Chelsea medical department and I got a voicemail. We got more injuries, ladies and gentlemen. Ben Chilwell injured after 10 minutes of football at Wembley. Cole Palmer is ill and he's being assessed today. You're watching this the morning of match day. Cole Palmer will be assessed today to see if he can play tonight. But as of right now, Palmer is out, and Malo Gusto, who has arguably been, I'd say Palmer and Gusto have been our two best players this calendar year. Gusto also now has a ligament injury, and I would say that I kind of saw that one coming because of the way that Chelsea play, because of the intensity, supposedly, of our training sessions. And now, I'll be honest with you, I'm going to try throughout the course of this video to come up with a reason why Chelsea can go and ruin Arsenal's season. Because that is what I'm desperate for Chelsea to do today. Not just because I want to see us get a positive result off the back of the negative result against Man City. We deserved more. VAR has been in question ever since. Refereeing has been in question ever since. And I genuinely think Chelsea deserved better from that game, but we lost it. So a bounce back in this match today against Arsenal is so desperately desired. But without Cole Palmer and without Malo Gusto, I'm really clutching at straws as to how Chelsea win a game of football at the Emirates against a team chasing for the title, or even get a draw at this point. I'm being completely honest with you. I've adjusted my Chelsea team. I'm going to give you a lineup in case Cole Palmer is fit enough and healthy enough to be able to play. And I'm also going to give you a lineup in case he isn't, and there's no Malo Gusto. So the back four is going to be about as makeshift as it gets. But I want to talk to you guys about Chelsea's build-up play and how over the course of this season, the build-up play has improved massively, which has been one of the big reasons why we went from being a side that couldn't score goals to being a team that actually score a lot of goals. Now, unfortunately, the majority of those are scored by one man, and that one man isn't very well. His name is Cole Palmer. If you didn't know and you've been living under a rock for the past, I don't know how many months, for the whole season. So Chelsea's build-up play has become a lot quicker. We have managed to transition from defence into attack a lot quicker. But a big issue that I find when Chelsea are trying to play out from the back is the fact that we often try and stretch things so wide. Against a team like Arsenal, this is going to be such a massive problem. You're going to have players like Bukayo Saka, it could be Trossard, it could be Martinelli. These guys are going to be closing down the likes of probably Axel Disasi, Chalobah, Cucurella, Silva in a back line for Chelsea tomorrow. And it's going to make it so difficult for Chelsea without potentially Enzo Fernandez, who's also got the issues that we know about regarding the hernias. You can't give it to Enzo. Caicedo's going to be literally there with Gallagher. Those two are going to have the game of their lives to beat this Arsenal team, to get the ball and play it forward. You're then going to have players that are either out of form or potentially Pochettino hasn't trusted this season because of injuries. And I'll be completely honest with you, Malo Gusto is part of the reason why Chelsea have got so much better also. He's so quick, he's direct, he runs with the ball. So many times earlier this season when he was playing, there wasn't really any support for him down that right side. But Chelsea's right side has become so clinical with Palmer and with Gusto. And you take both of those two out, and I've got visions, and I hate what I see. I've got visions of Arsenal tearing us to pieces tonight. And to be quite honest, look, as much as I want to come here and I want to be positive and optimistic, I think if Cole Palmer genuinely isn't playing tonight, I genuinely think we should expect absolutely nothing. Because we literally have become so reliant on him. And he has been the diamond in the rough. And he takes that, that whole phrase to a new level when it comes to Chelsea this season. We have so heavily needed Cole Palmer and relied on him. And I keep my fingers crossed and everything else that is humanly possible to cross in this chair that Cole Palmer can feature tonight for Chelsea. Even if he plays, because he was ill, not even training on Monday, the chances are he won't be able to play a full 90. Maybe he's on the bench and hopefully Chelsea can stay in the game long enough so that if he is and when he is introduced, we can get something out of him. But like, I'm just smiling through this, okay? Because without Gusto and without Palmer, Chilwell, like, I was just waiting for the next injury. It's not a surprise anymore. Hope he recovers well soon, of course, but like, it's to be expected. It really is. So without any further ado, I'm going to build a Chelsea 11 here. And to be honest, as much as we're missing literally half a squad, Man United can think that they've got injury worries and how amazing it is they got to a cup final. But like, Chelsea have literally had 9+ injuries pretty much the entire season. We have been plagued. And before I get into building the 11 here, I've got to just say this. We can spend however much money we want on a new striker, new goalie, new defender this summer. But like, we need to invest in the medical department because it's not a coincidence, in my opinion, that Chelsea players are always injured. Players are constantly getting repeat injuries. Constantly, after every game, there seems to be a new story. Rehabilitation programs is what we read from the Chelsea website. And bloody hell, like, what kind of rehab is this? Is it like rehab with like wooden sticks? Rehab with hammers? Rehab with flipping pneumatic drills? Like, what are you doing to the players? What is actually happening? It's beyond a joke at this point how many players are constantly getting injured or just not recovering. It's absolutely mind-blowing. But we start in goal with Petrovic. He is going to have his work cut out here. We've got to hope that Arsenal are having an off day. They were pretty good at the Molineux. They won 2-0. At the weekend, we move into a Chelsea back four. Now, this is about as makeshift as it gets, but there are players here that I believe can do a job. Trevor Chalobah has to be the right back. He's been very good since he's come into the side, and I trust him. Disasi and Silva is the centre-back pairing. Disasi, Axel, give us what you gave us in the last 10 minutes at Palace, and give us what you gave us for the whole game at the Etihad. If you do that, then it could be a famous night for Chelsea. Marco Correa is the left back. Ben Chilwell is injured again. Ian Maatsen is flaunting with winning a Champions League. We've got Marco Correa, and he's been all right recently. I'm not going to make any kind of off comments towards him. He's going to have his work cut out against Bukayo Saka. We move into a Chelsea midfield pivot, and listen, Enzo Fernandez. There is a debate to be had to say, like, well, we had an injection before the City game. Surely you should do it again for the Arsenal game. I'm at a point with Enzo where even playing through injections, he's just not good enough at the moment. That is my opinion. Enzo Fernandez looks sluggish. He looks tired. And if he's having injections to play through injuries, it can only be because there isn't enough players to play because everyone else is injured. But at this point in time, I have built a team here that doesn't have Enzo in it. And I would say to Enzo, maybe if you have that surgery, the season is over and then you can play Copa America. Cool. I'd let him have that for now. Let him go to Argentina, the world champions, and kind of reinvigorate that passion. He's not saying he's not playing without passion, but like play with that national team that are world champions again, recover from the injury, and then you can go into Copa America, have a big tournament, have a pre-season, and come back and actually be ready for Premier League football. Right now, I don't think Enzo Fernandez is fit enough or ready to be playing in the Premier League, whether that's for Chelsea or Sheffield United, because he's just not up to speed. I love him and I want him to recover. This isn't an anti-Enzo part of the video. It's just right now he's clearly not up to it. And for whatever reason, I think Chelsea fans have kind of been a bit scared about talking about that. So I'm going to do it for us here. So that is a pivot of Gallagher and Moises Caicedo. It did a job against Everton. I don't see why it can't do a job against Arsenal at the Emirates. We move. So this was the lineup that I initially did when Gusto and Palmer were fit. You guys can see it on the screen now. Now that we don't have Gusto, this is what I think the starting 11 could be if we don't have Cole Palmer. You've got Raheem Sterling on the right, Mudryk on the left, Kane Chukwuemeka as a number 10 with Nicholas Jackson going through the middle. This is what it looks like with Palmer, just in case you're already like, oh my goodness, we've lost, haven't we? So this is how it could look if Cole Palmer is okay, just so that we can hold on to the optimism for a little bit longer. Trevor Chalobah is a competent right back. That's about as far as I can go. I'm not going to say he's a good right back. He's competent, so we're going to have him there. Look, It's plain and simple here. If Cole Palmer is fit enough to play for Chelsea, we got a chance. We can go to Arsenal, ruin the rest of their season. If Chelsea get a result here at the Emirates, if we beat them, then I don't think Arsenal can win the league. Get a draw makes it very difficult for them to win the league. This is a huge opportunity here for certain players with an ever-growing injury list. This is an opportunity for certain players here to play themselves into starting positions for the rest of the season. I think Mudryk against Arsenal, I think he can hurt them. I think Kane Chukwuemeka, for whatever reason, he's not being given opportunities, but he's got to be given an opportunity here because we just don't have anyone else to do the role. We absolutely don't. And I also think that Carnes is a really quality footballer, and I think he deserves more opportunities after that injury against West Ham. He's not really had a sniff under Maurizio Pochettino, and I believe that should change. As for Nicholas Jackson, without Palmer on the team, we're looking for someone to finish. And I look at this team and I'm like, you know what I mean? But Nicholas Jackson can sometimes. All right, we saw a brilliant finish last week against Everton. I'm going to keep the smile. All right, I need to. I need to remain optimistic here. But I think without Palmer, I think it's almost impossible for Chelsea to win. I'll be really honest. I think we lose 3-1 if Cole Palmer can't play. If Cole Palmer can play, I say we draw 3-3. I do think we'll score. I do think we will give it a go. We've got to give it a go. We have to try and compete for these Europa League places. And we've got to try, no matter who's fit, no matter who's playing, Chelsea Football Club cannot do anything to help and support Arsenal in a title challenge. It is imperative that every single player, member of staff, Maurizio Pochettino, understands the disdain that we have for Arsenal and give everything at the Emirates tomorrow. It is a massive game of football, and to be quite honest, I'm seeing it. As much as I don't feel like it's a free hit because we can't lose. I don't want to lose to Arsenal, but like with all of the injuries, with all of the new injuries, I'm like, is there any hope? And at this point, it's like, sack the bloody lot of the medical staff. Sack them all. It's beyond a joke at this stage, you know. We've got players that are supposedly... Levi Colwill was supposed to be back for City, but he's still in rehab. Not all of these players can be broken. They're not like flipping plastic toys that you throw into the ocean. Do you know what I mean? Not that anyone should be doing that, but like it's as if like most of the squad are just broken. Like, how are they always injured? It's baffling. It's absolutely baffling. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As I said, score prediction is 3-1 to Arsenal without Palmer. There's no Gusto, so like I don't see how we can win. And 3-3 with Palmer. I'm really hoping that we can get something here. But Arsenal are fighting for a league title. They've been really good this season. Like, come on. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And I'll see you for 6 things you learned after the game. Come on, you Blues.